Tí仔，tí仔，生日快樂啊！tí仔，tí仔，生日快樂啊 ！OK？
Jimmy would go.
He needed me, Karen. Man, you serve, you know what it's like when you get back. You got no one but the guys you serve with.
Oh no!
Ron would visit Corporal Kent's gravesite?
It never should have happened like that. Not to Ken. We would go and tell him we were sorry.
You needed him to know. I understand. I don't. How did it happen, Jimmy? But Booth. I'll see you later, Jimmy.
At home. We'll be at home next time with me and the kids. Right, Jimmy?
What better way than to celebrate Thiccboi's birthday than by cleaning his throne? I'm finally ready to start working on Thiccboi's cake. So first, cutting off the ends, and then I'm gonna peel it before I chop it up so that it will be easier to boil. Originally, I planned to cut it up into way smaller pieces, but I thought it was wise to stop here, considering I almost lost a finger. Unfortunately, a lot of the footage from me making the cake got corrupted, so I will insert the clips and the pictures that I do have here, and I will just explain to you in a voiceover what I did. So, I cooked the chicken in a pan with some water to keep it from drying out. I didn't add oil. Any seasoning because it's not really good for cats. Once the chicken and the sweet potato are done cooking, you can drain half a can of the salmon and you can mix it together to form the patties with the flour. I didn't follow the recipe to a T. I sort of did what I thought would work best. For the frosting, I'm not really sure about giving him yogurt. I've heard conflicting sources. Some say it's not so bad, and some say it's really best to avoid it. So I decided to use some of his Temptations, and which is his favorite liquid treats, and I sprinkled some of his favorite Temptation dried snacks on top, and I even put like little candles on it and everything. But I do have pictures of that at least.
What kind of frosting is it?
It's just his liquid treats. Happy birthday, baby! You've been a house cat for a whole year. Here's Thiccboi enjoying his milk truck. There's not really a good angle of this in my room, so I will post I'll post a picture of the Target listing for this actually. Here is the toy that I got him for his birthday. He was like a little wary of it at first, but You can tell that he's like warming up to it. I think it's just because he's from both of them. He's suspicious of things. But even the favorite toy that he has now, when we first tried to use it to play with him, he was so scared of it. And now if I don't play with him with that toy before bed, he gets so mad at me. I like buying him a lot of toys because I want to keep him stimulated, because not only is it good for him, but it's also good for the furniture in my apartment. Hi guys, it's time for a third update because it's Thiccboi's birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, look at that chunk. He's in such a good mood. Yeah. Oh, look at the little loaf. Okay guys, it is time for a third update. I thought I would just include it because all I did for Thiccboi's birthday was clean his throne, and we made him a cake, which letting him have that salmon was a mistake, I think, because he seemed interested in eating more of the cake, but he walked away. Whatever. How do I get him to oh. So yeah, it's Thiccboi's birthday. He's been a house cat for an entire year. Thiccboi, do you feel older? Wiser? No. At least the first two videos I filmed, he was looking this way, but you can't train a cat, so this is the best. This is the best we got. Okay? My sweet boy. So after his eye healed, even when I first got him, I noticed like some coughing he was doing, but at first I thought that was like, he was a street cat, so he came with like, you know, a whole bunch of problems that we had to clean up. So at first I thought he was maybe trying to cough up a hairball, but I've been told that like cats aren't even supposed to get hairballs that frequently, like at the frequency that he was coughing them up at. So I didn't know what it was. I just assumed it was like him trying to cough up a hairball. And one of the things that like I was concerned about is that for how often he was trying to cough up a hairball, I never saw him cough anything up, and I never found a hairball in my apartment. And people, like I've said before, I don't have a cat, but people, like, from what I've been told about the way a hairball smells, I would have known if he had coughed one up in my, because it's so small that even if I couldn't pinpoint it based on smell, like I would have known that he had coughed something up. So one day I saw somebody talking about, like, I think in like a cat group, they were talking about their cat, and they were talking about how they found out that their cat had asthma. And I didn't even know that cats could have asthma, but I guess it makes sense because humans are allergic to dust, and dust is mainly our skin and hair cells. So I guess it makes sense if humans are allergic to dust that cats could be allergic to dust too, or like, you know, their fur from when they shed. And I know that hairballs, right, like when they cough up hairballs, that's just from them cleaning themselves or whatever. So I was like, wow, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So I looked into it. I did like some like light Googling, and then I called the vet and I explained that like he has had like a cough since I got him, but I thought it was just him coughing up a hairball, so I was concerned that he might have asthma. So they said that they were gonna, because he's a street cat, there is some other disease he could have had. I can't remember what the exact disease is called. I think it might have something to do with like herpes or syphilis, because street cats are prone to like all sorts of diseases or whatever. And I don't remember if she said it would have explained the asthma, but I think she said that it would explain the cough that he had. So getting him tested was pretty pricey, because technically to do the test for asthma, all they have to do is do a chest x-ray. I think they do have to sedate them because they won't stay still long enough for that, like, because they don't understand that they're getting x-rayed or whatever. So that was fine. But I think if it wasn't asthma, there was like a few other likely reasons that he could have asthma. That disease I mentioned it being one of them. So rather than put him under anesthesia to do the chest x-ray, if it turned out not to be asthma, he would have to do anesthesia again for them to run other tests on him. So even though I paid more up front, it was worth it to not have to bring him in to do those other tests again, because I would have also had to pay for a second round of anesthesia. So that was another reason I was like, okay, just test him for like whatever you think it could be at one time. That way, aside from like, you know, money, like I said, could go either way, but also I don't want to bring him to the vet a second time and have them put him under, especially, and I get that his first year, there's a lot of procedures he needed because he had been on the street for at least a year that we knew of. So there was like a lot of testing that he had to go under. But even for humans, it's not good to go under anesthesia that often. So I figured it would be better to let them just do everything at once. And it was pretty pricey. He's an expensive one. Oh, look at him. Look how fat. No, actually, okay, so I made fun of him because, you know, he's like a thick boy or whatever. So actually, when I brought him in to do the testing, they also did like I think a tracheal wash or something that it's called. So what they were doing is like flushing out his lungs, so anything that could be like irritating him, which I guess that was like one of the procedures for why it was so costly. Oh, he has, look, he's like, I hate that thing. So he just has an inhaler, and it's called an AeroCat. You get this like at Amazon for $50. There's two faces. I originally, because he's a chunky boy, I was using the bigger mask, but it wasn't. So the way you'll know it's working is this like little flap will go up and down when they breathe, and it's supposed to be like 10 breaths or something, and it wasn't moving that great. So I realized that probably he needed the smaller one. What do you hate this thing? Why are you so interested in it? So I switched to a smaller mask, which fits his snout, I think, right, a lot better. And he hated this thing so much. Hated it. But he's like planning. He's like scheming. He's like, I'm gonna hide it and get rid of it. She can never use it on me again. So I had to use this, I think, like 2 times a day for 2 weeks, then once a day for a week, and then now whenever he has an asthma attack, this is, you know, he needs the inhaler for it. So one of the things I did to make it like a little easier is, you guys have seen me give him the liquid treats, and I was using it also as a frosting on his birthday cake. If you put like a little bit here, it'll be easier to keep it, because they'll be trying to like lick the treat, so they'll keep their faces in it, otherwise they'll try and run away. It's a little harder when they're having an attack, because you might not have the time to go get the treat and like put it on there. But as far like when I was in the process of training him, that's how I tried doing it. So once I realized that he had asthma and we gave him the inhaler and everything, it started like the frequency between his attacks started getting shorter, so that was good. He still has them. I guess they're not that frequent, but they're probably like more frequent than I would like him to have them. And I guess I get concerned that he's gonna have an asthma attack like when I'm not home, but I guess he did survive like a year on the street. Like, you know, like he made it this long. Even when he was living with me, when he was like coughing, I didn't know. I thought he was just like coughing or whatever. But no, he had asthma, and it's under control now. He has 2 backups, so he's gonna be good for a while. And they told me that he was getting too chunky because I think they said, so he's 5 now, yeah. So they told me that for a cat his age and like species, whatever, the recommended weight range is 10 to 12 pounds. So when I got him, he was 9.5, which probably means that when I first started feeding him, he was 9, because I was feeding him for a while before I got him. You guys already know this if you watched my previous videos. If not, they'll be linked down. I have a playlist for him linked down below. But he was 10 pounds for a while, like from his like secondary checkup, not the asthma one, just like from when I first got him, his second visit. He'd been 10 pounds for a while. So by the time they diagnosed him with asthma, which was like in the summer when I brought him in for his checkup, he had hit 12 pounds, which is the end of the healthy range for him. So they told me I had to be careful, because if he gained any more weight, it could be an issue, you know, like I don't want him to have kidney or liver diseases. I want him to live a long healthy life. He's my baby. Yeah, so they were like, you have to be careful with how much food you're giving him, because it's not good for him. And I was like, okay. So he was really upset. So they told me that I was giving him too much dry food. Oh, and I remember the vet was asking me like how much dry food I give him, because the food comes with like, one of the kits I got for the dry food, it comes with like a scoop. And I was like, a scoop? And they were like, a scoop of what? I'm like, dry food. And they were like, of what? And so I gave like the food, but they want to know like, is the scoop a 1/4 cup or whatever? So I think it was like a 1/4 cup. And they told me to give him less dry food and just more wet food. So because he still will bother me at like 4 a.m. for food, I've cut his dry because I have a dispenser that dispenses his dry food to him. I've cut it down to like 1/20th of a cup or something like that. So his dry food lasts him a pretty long time now, because he's getting like so much less than what I was giving him before, so that he wouldn't wake me up in the middle of the night. I cut his food down by a lot, and when I brought him in for his final checkup for his asthma, they said he had dropped down to like 11. So my goal was to get him to 11 pounds, because I don't think he needs to be like 10 pounds, like super thin. Like, I think it's fine for him to be 11, you know, right? A little chubby is okay, right? Keep you warm. So I figured it was okay for him to be 11 pounds. So when I brought him in for his final checkup due to his asthma, they said that he was 11.5. So the vet said that she was really happy with his weight gain. The vet said that she was really happy with his weight loss, because based on like the weeks apart that I was bringing him in, because I told her that I cut back his dry food a lot, she was happy with the amount of she was happy with the amount of weight he had lost. Yeah, she felt that, yeah, based on the weeks, that he was losing an appropriate amount of weight. So it was also good, because it's also bad to lose too much weight too quickly. So she was satisfied at the rate that he was losing weight. Oh my god, if I say weight one more time, I am. He's so chunky. Oh, sweet boy. Yeah, he's a spoiled house cat now, guys. Like, he has so many toys and things to play with, and so many different treats. And the best part is, he has all these toys, but his favorite thing to play with is, I have 2 boxes that I need to take out to recycling soon, And I feel a little bad doing it because he loves hiding. And though, that's all he does. Oh, yeah. And this bed is his. He allows me to sleep in it. Okay, so I also wanted to show you guys. You guys have probably seen it in like a few of my vlogs now because I've had it for 2 weeks. But I wanted it to be healed. I got his Chinese name tattooed for his birthday. Yeah. Okay. So now, Thiccboi, you know what that means? You need to get a tattoo of my name. I think that's fair. Or I guess you would get a tattoo that says mom, right? Alright guys, I think that's it for Thiccboi's birthday. You guys saw his cake, his presents, the tattoo, and I think he's over being manhandled. Right, baby? Yeah? No. Mommy doesn't manhandle. She loves you. Okay, can you say bye, Thiccboi? Can you say bye? Say bye-bye. Alright guys, it is time for me and Thiccboi to go to bed. I was working on some holiday stuff here. I think I was actually working on my list of things to buy people for the holidays while I was watching Bones in the background, but I noticed that he was being like really cute, and so I decided to film him a little to end off our night.